and we all laugh.
Hello and welcome to Friendboys Music Therapy, the podcast where each week we review an album that we didn't want to listen to. My name is Dale Randolph.
My name is Jake Thomas, and this week we are doing The Big Day by Chance the Rapper.
Take it away.
Woo.
Hello, this is Friendboys Music Therapy. Take a seat and we'll be with you shortly.
Yeah, so good to be back.
Oh yeah.
Back in the hot seat.
So this is Chance the Rapper's debut studio album.
Debit's
studio album. It's self-released. It's produced by thousands of people.
Mm-hmm.
It has thousands of features.
Unlike Iggy's album. Which
Exactly.
is produced by one person.
Yeah. And it
How
shows
many songs? Like 22? 23?
22 songs. I think it's about 72 minutes long.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
We have a few skits in there as well. So
Of course.
yeah, lowers it down a little
Interesting
bit.
little fact. As long as the skit is longer than 30 seconds, you get paid the same amount of money on like whatever streaming service for a play of that as you do for any of the songs.
So either record someone talking
Yeah.
for 30 seconds or make a whole song.
Yeah, exactly.
And you get paid the same.
Same money. Sick.
All right.
Is that all we need to know?
Yeah.
Anything big happened in Chance's life recently that we...
He might have got married.
Yeah, you reckon?
I think he has a wife.
Let's
And he seems to have based the whole album, The Big Day, on that, possibly.
let's find out.
That's the only way to find out.
The first song I wanted to play for you guys is actually the first song on the record. Oh, no, we're doing favorite song.
Let's do favorite song first.
Let's do favorite song first instead. God damn it.
Go on.
My favorite song is, it's a bit controversial, but it's The Big Day.
Come on.
Because I'm a real, I love like really,
You're killing me.
first of all, it's interesting. Like
Yeah.
they do some interesting stuff. The production is really, really beautiful. Francis and the Lights is a feature on this. I don't know who did the production. Maybe I should have looked at that before. But
I know that Justin Vernon Bon Iver was involved in that song.
right, because the production is like a few choice sounds,
Yeah.
really spacious, but each sound is really beautiful. And but the only way to survive is to go crazy.
I thought that was the sample then.
But it's, see?
That was really good.
But
yeah.
I think it's actually a really nice melody. Anyway, I just liked it when it came on. I thought it was interesting. It made me think compared to some of the shit we listened to.
Yep.
So that was my favorite song.
Fair enough. I think the best song on this album is Eternal. I think it's the most...
number 2 for me.
Yeah, it's a cohesive song. It's not bad. It's got a bit of a groove.
We're going to hear a little bit of that.
Yeah. But I just want to add that actually my favorite song was Hot Shower.
Oh, no.
I know. And I want to add this because it's the most interesting song to me on the album. It's got none of that sentimentality that normally I'd be all for, but this song overdoes it. It's like fun as a change, and it has the best verse
This
on the
album
album.
overdoes it, not this song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This song has the best verse on the album, I think, which is not by him, it's by Da Baby.
Okay, well, that is definitely your remit, the verses.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. I wanted to play the first song from the album. It starts off pretty like red hot, and it's got John Legend on a feature. And John Legend is one of those guys. He's got a voice that sounds like a sexy dad. It's so like mature, but like silky smooth. Anyway, here it is. It's called All Day Long.
Craig David verse.
Yeah.
Oh, it's really Craig.
So good. A little bit of scatting at the end there. What a way to start your album. But
Yeah.
later on in the song, which is my favorite bit of the song, we get to hear John really take it to another level.
He's got some pipes.
So good. Oh, man.
He can sing.
Dude can sing. But that's how you start an album. So I was kind of on board.
True.
The next thing is from a song called We Go High, which I'm guessing is referring to the thing that Michelle Obama said, when they go low, we go high, famous thing. But I couldn't listen to this song because one of the samples they use is from a game, which is one of my favorite games of all time, Legend of Zelda.
Yeah.
And it's this.
Hey, listen, hey.
So that is like a little fairy that kind of like follows you around during the game and talks to you.
Yeah, right.
And if you play that game, all you're hearing constantly is that, hey, And so listen to the beat in this song. And it's throughout the whole song. And it really threw me off. I couldn't listen to the song.
They go low, we go higher.
It's right at the end.
My wife nanny like
Tell me
Fran
that's
Drescher.
not...
Yeah,
It's exactly the same thing.
it is.
Like, maybe that was deliberate so that anyone who's played that game just like keeps thinking about this song because like as soon as you hear it, you know that sound because you've heard it thousands of times.
I think he's just a big fan. He's got another gaming.
he does
quote.
talk about games a lot.
He says, "I'm not the goat. I'm Gotenks."
Yeah,
in
go
Dragon
Tanks.
Ball Z.
So like,
Yeah,
it was just super interesting for me because obviously it was deliberate, but I couldn't focus on the song because every time I heard that noise, it's just like Legend of Zelda. Next thing I wanted to play is from one of the skits on the album.
Yeah.
Actually fucking hilarious.
I think I know which bit.
Just say anything. Say something.
1, 2, chance.
All you do is fight. What you fighting over now? Money?
Man, I
Shut up. Ain't nobody asked you nothing, fat boy.
Fat boy. Such a good call. Shut up. Oh man. So that was the only. There were a lot of skits on this record.
I think there's 3 skits and they come in at like 4 minutes or something like that. And on a 72-minute album, you gotta be careful.
Nobody asked you nothing, fat boy.
Should have just been that.
Yeah. And the next thing is from the song Eternal. This is probably the best song in the record outside of like the like producer nerd that I'm into.
Yeah.
And it goes like this. It starts like this. It's really, really smooth.
Oh yeah.
It kind of sounds like a Gold Link song.
Yeah.
Let's do it, yeah. Side chicks can't dance like this. Side niggas can't dance like this. No.
Yeah. So into that.
You know why it sounds good to me as well? Is it sounds like they made good decisions.
Good decisions.
And the song sounds finished.
Yeah.
Like, and there's
I
not
see
just
what
like
you're saying.
random bits thrown into a song that don't actually have anything to do with the rest of the song.
Hold on. We're
I like
getting a
that.
crackle.
We do have some crackle.
So good. So dedicated listeners will have listened to the last review we did, which was Iggy Azalea. And we went in on Iggy for the song Big Bag because the chorus was repetitive, right?
Yep.
Roll up with the big bag, big bag, big bag. Well, it would be remiss of us not to call Chance the Rapper out on the same thing.
For almost the same lyric.
This song is called Get a Bag,
Yeah.
and he takes it to another level,
Yeah.
which is, having said that, I really quite like this song. But here we go. There's a little surprise at the end for you. It's got a good bounce.
Let me tell you something. You want a bag, you get a bag. You need a bag, you get a bag. Yeah. You want a bag, you get a bag. You need a bag, you get a bag. Yeah.
You ready for this? Are you ready for this?
You need a bag. You need a bag.
The collab no one knew they wanted.
Exactly. I wonder, and he says, I pull up. The first thing he says after all of that is, I pull up. Wow. And for those of you who didn't watch the last episode, the Iggy one is, I pull up with a big bag, and that's all she talks about.
Is this
There's
a
something
reference?
going on. There's something going on with the music industry. I reckon maybe Louis Vuitton or something is paying for these bag references.
Or big bag is code for something that we are not.
That's definitely code for something we don't know about. Like money.
I mean, it could be anything.
It could be anything, but that was a nice little inside joke for all the all the dedicated listeners.
fans.
Yeah, and that's me. That's
Huge.
everything musically interesting about this record.
Which on a 72-minute album is saying a lot. Before we get into clangers, we have to say our least favorite song. So do you want to hit me with yours?
Yeah, it's Rue.
Rue, okay.
Yeah, because I think you're going to play a little bit from this. I had a
am.
sneaky look at some of your samples and
Yeah.
you play. Also, your favorite song is probably another one of my least favorites.
Yeah,
Hot Shower.
Yeah.
just
It's kind of one of Miley's favorite songs as well as my favorite song. Like, it just has a
nice.
very redeeming verse on it. Miley's favorite song is the title track, The Big Day.
which was my favorite song.
Which was your favorite song? I'm so confused by this. My notes, I literally said, amazing that the title track can be this bad. Train wreck of a song. It's somehow...
quite beautiful and clever.
Sure, different people, different opinions.
Yeah.
Somehow offensively quiet and loud in the same song.
Yeah.
Like, it's
Yeah,
boring.
exactly.
It's really
Plays with
boring.
dynamics. I mean, one of the complaints from the last album was that it was just completely linear. There was no journey at all.
Yeah, there's a middle ground. There's a middle ground. Somehow this song has this clanger in it, but is boring at the same time, in my opinion. I feel like it's, the kind of thing where you try it out, you listen back to it and you go, didn't quite work.
Go for it. Prove me wrong.
All right. Let's get into clangers. So we've got 3 sections of clangers. The one that everybody is talking about with this album is Chance talking about his wife.
Yeah.
It is incredibly earnest and sentimental. Let's hear an example from...
fuck him, right?
Oh, it's so over the top. Everyone knows this. All right. But first up is a sample from the song Big Day.
Oh my God, think it's the greatest day of my life.
Favorite song.
So glad you arrived. But the only way to survive is to go crazy.
Oh,
I mean, it's not the best part of the song that you picked out, but it's a nice melody.
it's really boring. Like, it's so wishy-washy.
You don't get it. Whatever.
I normally
It's
love
fine
the
that
sentimental
It's fine
stuff.
that you don't get it.
Another one where he's talking about his wife, yet again, is the song Slide Around. There's some awful rapping in this. It's some of Chance's worst rapping, in my opinion. As a fan of Chance prior to this album, I say this is some of his worst. Let's hear it. Slide Around.
She gon' stick with thicker thin, that's her mood ring. Everybody eats, you just don't keep receipts. I'ma just press delete. Always 10 toes like beats. Give me some built-in cleats. You don't need help like cheats. You don't need help like me.
What is he talking about?
I mean,
what the fuck is he talking
it's
about?
filler. Yeah, it's filler.
Absolute filler. And he's just like paints this picture of this relationship with his wife. Because to me, the biggest issue with it is that despite talking about his marriage and his wife for 72 minutes,
Yeah.
I feel like I don't know the first thing about their relationship.
That's so true. That's such a good point.
Like,
I don't know anything about her. I don't know what she does. I mean,
all I know is that she gave birth to his kid, and he's just like, and he just says, we're going to be together forever, and you give me help.
they're pretty top level songs.
Right.
But I guess he doesn't want to divulge all of her life because it's her life and like it's a pretty public thing.
Sure, but he could also like talk about
Anything else.
anything else, or he could be like how it happened, or like how it makes him feel, or like all she says is, as we'll see in the next one, she makes him lunch. So this is one from Found a Good
I
One.
don't know how I feel about that. Okay, go on.
Wear her hair up in a bun. She surprised me with the lunch. She just tell me when it's done. It's every sign. I be crying in the club like this birthday is a double.
Oh man. So with reference to that song, there was I found some dude, like it was like a YouTube comment or something from Frederick King, and it said Chance the Rapper's album is dance music for a Christian strip club. And that is pretty much what that song sounds like.
So true.
It's cutting, but like
Crying in the club, looking for your boo.
Yeah.
But again, it's like this whole song. Imagine you're his wife, right? And he's written a song called "Found a Good One." You're like, this has got to be about me. This is gonna be about me.
I want to hear her come out with an album about
the
album.
Like, he likes it when I cook him lunch.
Yeah.
He cries in the club. It's kind of weird.
Or she could be like, this is really embarrassing.
Yeah. But it's like, the only description we have of her is she wears her hair in a bun. She makes him lunch.
Oh.
And he's now crying because of it.
Well, I mean, he's a big softie, isn't he?
But that's sort of, I don't know, it's a real weak attempt at getting into that. At providing a romantic gesture. It's not that romantic. Which
I don't know.
Yeah.
You could go one of two ways about that. Like, it is massive record and he's dedicated the whole thing pretty much to her. Like, so.
And done a poor job of it.
Ooh, don't give too much away.
He's done a poor job of it.
Don't give too much away. All right, go on.
There's also just some generally really weak rapping on this album, which I think is probably the biggest surprise for people. Like, not only is it thematically very one-dimensional and not that interesting, but actually a lot of the rapping on this is really...
A lot of the wapping?
A lot of the wapping is weak. A lot of the wapping's weak. Let's hear an example from 5 Year Plan, which is, I believe, this one.
Things that's in the way of my goal, things that eat away at my heart. That's just the way of the art. I know that I had a good start. I wish I could play a guitar. I know that I'm gonna be.
Yeah. It's so filler. It's weird because you know that there are really good verses on this album. Like,
yeah, no, there are a couple.
That's happening again. What were we just saying?
There are some good verses on this album.
Yes, there are good verses. Like Eternal.
Eternal is pretty good. To me, We Go High and Let's Go on the Run have 2 really good verses on it, by chance.
So, like, not only is there a lot of musical variety on this album, there's a lot of qualitative variety. Hey, that's pretty good. The quality on this album goes from, like, top class to pretty basic.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Sure. Another example of just real corny rapping, basic stuff is from Let's Go on the Run.
Hey there, lovely sister, won't you come home to your mister? I've got plans to hug and kiss you. I've got plans to hug and hug you.
Like, I hug you so
man.
It's so corny. It's terrible. And it just keeps repeating as well.
It does sound like a kid's song. Sounds
Yeah.
like it's on like Sesame Street or something. Like, now we're gonna love the sister. We're gonna learn the sister song today. Like,
Go hug your sister.
yeah, I mean, it's probably not who he's talking about, but like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and also that song might be okay if not for that bit.
Yeah, it's you know,
It's lively.
The album does kind of make you feel good, more so than a lot of anyway.
It has this there are moments in which the energy is quite good, but I think it's really quite boring as well and corny. But anyway, the next one is from this one. Ballin Flossin, which is Shawn Mendes on this.
Shawn Mendes
Does a decent job.
doing his best impersonation of Justin Timberlake.
Oh yeah, I didn't pick up on that.
You didn't?
No.
Well, we're not going to hear it,
No.
unfortunately. But
Well, you can.
I mean, no, Shawn Mendes is fine, whatever. But I thought it was Justin Timberlake. I got kind of excited.
Right. Yeah, it's good by Shawn Mendes, I think, up until Chance comes in.
Feeling my shit. Show me all the money that you make off that. Peanut butter jelly with a baseball bat. Peanut butter jelly with a peanut butter jelly. Y'all ain't ready for this jelly. It'll break y'all back. It'll break.
Do you know what that's from?
It's some bullshit like TV show, right?
All I knew it was just like an internet meme. It was like one of the original internet memes, and it was just like this GIF of a banana like doing this. And it's like, peanut butter jelly with a baseball bat. Yeah. I mean, so it's a cultural reference. You might not get it, but
Didn't. I just thought it was him being crazy.
No. It is actually a thing. It kind of ties into his kind of like geek culture thing, because that was a like early-ish internet culture, like early 2000s. With plus the gaming stuff and anyway.
It's a weird fit for the album though.
Is it?
Yeah.
I love my wife and I'm a bit of a nerd. Like
I really love my wife. Peanut butter jelly.
possibly.
I don't know.
Weird song as well. Like that beat.
So strange. Yeah. Yeah, you're probably hearing from these samples how varied this album is.
Which is cool. Like we complained to no end last week about how just it's just like the same song over and over again. If you're going to put out 22, 23 songs, like at least make it varied, and he has.
Yeah. It's just a lot of it's really bad.
A lot of the songs didn't have to we could have gone without.
Oh, it should have been a 10-song album.
Yeah, could have been a fucking red hot 10-song album.
Yeah, it could have been an average 10-song album. Because I think if you had the first 4 or 5 songs, they're okay.
Yeah.
And then it's a minefield. Like on the song Get a Bag that we've talked about.
Get it back.
Let's hear it.
Crush. She said, babe, if it's too crazy, that 380 in my clutch. I say, yeah. You know you my favorite shooter, yeah. Bing, bing, bing. Who go
what is he
I
talking
love that
about?
beat though.
Yeah, it's all right.
And
but
oh my god, is it happening again?
he's talking about his wife having a gun in the clutch that he's bought her
Yeah.
and tells her, "You're my favorite shooter." It's like, no matter what he talks about, guns in bag shooting, he has to bring it back to the wife. And then it says, "You're my favorite shooter."
Oh my god, it's happening again. Yeah, but
And we're back.
that song, Get a Bag, also led me onto the original song, which is the sampled song, which is called like My Only One or whatever. And which is actually a really beautiful song. I'm kind of glad I found it. So
Good.
yeah.
Good. So every cloud. All right. Now we're on to the features.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So there's a lot of features on this album.
Which is pretty typical of modern music.
There's a lot though. Like we've got a lot of different artists.
That's a lot.
There is a lot.
All right.
Really varied in terms of styles, what they do, and also the performance, I think. So these to me are three of the worst. The first is from Do You Remember,
Do you remember?
which features Death Cab for Cutie.
Yeah. Weird to
really-
hear that guy's voice again.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
it unfortunately placed on what is a way too overly sentimental album. It makes his voice, it seems almost like he's joking. Like this has gone too far.
This one here, already.
That one there? Sweet.
Yeah.
Okay, let's hear it.
Do you remember how when you were younger the summers all lasted forever?
Oh, it makes me do that, like, it makes my chills down my shoulders and
Yeah, I don't. It's like kind of bad nostalgia.
yeah,
Like parts
Yeah.
of my life that I'd rather forget about.
exactly.
Yeah, involved that guy and his voice. So,
I hear you. And then there's another one which is also
bad.
This is maybe the worst. Oh, it's up there. That also gives shoulders like just chills down my whole body of that. Like it's like when you scrape your nails against a chalkboard.
Yeah.
It's that effect. By CocoRosie in
Yeah.
the song Rue.
So
which is Riley's favorite.
CocoRosie, I looked into them. They're like it's like freak folk is the genre or something band, and they've got some like super experimental stuff and quite interesting video clips actually. But
Go to work on 'em.
Stays calling.
it's creep. No one sings like I hate it when people affect their voice so
Yeah.
much like that.
Is she not really singing like that?
That's how they sing in the other songs as well. But like it's the over affectation. It's just like Kyle.
Yeah, exactly.
No one talks like that.
No.
It's not even like you're someone singing with an American accent because that's kind of like what we're all used to.
Yeah.
It's like it. Oh yeah. Anyway, every time that came on, I think I said that was my least favorite song, just purely
did.
because of that.
And it
Could
didn't
not
need
stand
that.
it. Didn't need it at all.
It's called the
Because
chorus and it's one line.
Because the verses in that song are fine,
Yeah.
and I think it actually talks about quite like deep stuff.
It's him and his brother.
Yeah, which is cool.
I liked it too.
But
I
fuck me, that's
managed to ruin the whole song.
gotta go.
Yeah.
A couple of things like that on this record, just like stand out sections that just completely. Anyway,
That's great timing because
Is it?
in the song Big Day,
oh yeah,
which otherwise would have escaped my attention as just being incredibly boring, they managed to throw in this bit that is so out of place.
I like it.
Francis and the Lights sounds like this.
But the only way to survive.
So there's the boring
is to
bit,
go
which we're used to.
crazy.
Listen to those drums.
Yeah, the only way to survive.
I could fall asleep until
Unexpected creates the emotion. You know, he's so excited. He just needs to get it out. You're not convinced.
I don't know what he is. I think they just made a bad choice. Oh,
I don't know. It's better than just the mundane shit that we have to listen to a lot of the time.
never more so than on this album. Oh,
Well, yeah. Is that you?
that's it. I mean, there's plenty more on there that we could go through, but
Well,
keep it tight.
so the next thing that I wanted to talk about is basically the overall reaction to this album and the reaction to the theme of this album.
Yeah.
And it's like normally someone writes a record and it's all about like toxic relationships or like one night stands
or being hot and having heaps of money.
Yeah, all that sort of shit, and everyone's like, yeah, sick, like good record,
Yeah.
or whatever. And that can be the whole record is about that kind of shit.
Yeah.
And then a guy releases an album which is predominantly about like sounds like a very healthy relationship. They love each other very much, like they're super psyched on each other.
Yeah.
And he gets completely like slaughtered for it. There's a bit in one of his songs called Big Fish, and he's talking about how the record labels are all like, you know, they're all people working in the record labels and they have families and kids and whatever, and that's like the executives, that's the lifestyle they have and they go to anniversaries or whatever. But that doesn't sell. So the agenda that the record labels push is like this like kind of like bad relationships, kind of like debauchery. Anyway, this is the excerpt from the song, and then I wanted to kind of talk about that concept.
And the labels get straight frantic. They boardrooms look like 8 Channing Tatum's and a Peyton Manning. And they all been married. They celebrate anniversaries and nurseries and try to play Santa. But they don't sell marriage no more. Guess being all alone ain't so scary no more.
It's one of the best bits on the album.
Yeah.
That was almost my favorite song.
And like you can tell he's really making a point.
Yeah.
And I think this album is making a point. He's like, I'm independent. I can do what I want. This is what I want to rap about because no one else is doing it. Because every other major artist it seems like they're plugging the same like type of lifestyle.
Yeah.
And I just thought, good for him. You know, like maybe it is kind of cool that someone's promoting a bit of like wholesomeness.
The issue, I agree. The issue is that he hasn't done it well. I don't think people are just saying it's because he's rapping about his wife. Because like I was reading about it, and like people have said like if you want to do that, for example, look at like J. Cole's verses on there's a song recently that he did that came out with Dreamville, and it's all about him meeting his wife and him like her looking after him and bringing him up, getting him to the place where he is, and now his children are the most important thing to him. And I listened to it; it's great.
Yeah.
This at no point did I feel this like, you know, there was this beautiful understanding of a relationship or the insightful story as to how this relationship means so much to him. It all is so basic.
Yeah. Now that you say that, it'd be nice to hear maybe a bit of compromise. And maybe they've had some arguments, but they've got through that, like hard times or anything like that. It's all pretty.
They
like,
split up.
Yeah, I know. It doesn't really mention that.
No, and like, you know, he could talk about some sort of redemption story or him coming to terms with realizing what it is that he was missing, or, you know, the importance of the child to him.
Yeah.
But all he says is that she gave birth to his kid and that they're married and they'll be together forever. And like there's nothing, there's no description, there's no...
Well, okay, that's, I think, more of a fair criticism than just saying like, oh, you suck, like, we don't want to hear about your wife, like...
Yeah.
Anyway, I just thought that was an interesting...
Because I think people are making fun of him because what he's saying is so bad. It's like, it's so boring to listen to someone just go, I really, really love my wife.
We got to fix the microphone again. Fuck. So yeah, I guess that kind of wraps up that little debate. What did you give this album out of 11? The rating.
Oh, the rating.
Yeah.
I hadn't decided yet. I think I'm going to give it a 2.
Worse than Iggy Azalea's album.
Yeah, I think so. Because there's so many unforgivable choices on this album that I think are wasting
You're out of your mind.
everybody's time. I think it's some of the worst rapping I've heard from someone who's good at rapping. I think it's confusing, long, boring in long parts. And there's a couple of moments on it that are fun, and that's it.
Okay. I mean, I just think it's way too harsh. I think the moments that let the album down shouldn't give it a 2. I mean,
No, it's the other way around for me. It's like the whole album is a letdown except for moments that aren't.
Right.
And a lot of those moments are like the verse by DaBaby, like who's not even him.
Right.
Like I think some of the best bits in this album are other people.
Okay. Well, I gave it a 7 because I thought
This is the most controversial thing you've ever done.
no.
It is.
Not even close. There's so much like variety on the record. I liked as I explained, I liked the fact that it was a positive record. I liked the fact that the guy takes risks with production choices. The songs don't always have obvious like transitions and like, you know, that thing you played from The Big Day where they're like, fuck it, like totally unexpected. I like that he brought in different types of people for different types of features, not just like rappers. He's got Death Cab for Cutie, Francis and the Machines, CocoRosie or whatever her name is, plus a bunch of rappers. Like, I just thought it was too long.
Yeah,
there are some songs that really had no place being on like a professional record.
Absolutely,
Hot Shower being one of them. But I thought there were a lot of good songs, a lot of great vibes, like good beats and things like that.
Yeah,
and I actually enjoyed it for the variety, so I gave it a 7.
You're gonna get destroyed.
I think
your credibility is just.
I think you're just being reactionary, and I think
I'm really disappointed though. I like Chance, and the weirdest thing for me is as well is he released 4 or 5 songs I think last year that were all really good.
Yeah,
just individually, he released 4 or 5 songs that were great. I still listen to them, and then they are all better than all of the songs on this album.
Well, I think we might have to leave it at that because you're just gonna make me mad.
You're gonna make me mad. All right.
So the little surprise for the end. Oh, also, I reckon we should tell people to subscribe to the channel.
Please,
like the channel. No, like the video.
Like the video. Channel and the video.
Also,
like it all.
And the podcast. Tell a friend about the podcast because you know if you're listening to this, you're not seeing us in all of our glory. But tell a friend and tell an enemy. That's all you got to do this
tell
week.
An enemy.
And
keep them close.
The last thing I wanted to play for you guys for our outro song is a little thing that was going around the Twitterverse.
I would like to say it's my review of this album.
This is a lot of people's review of the album.
Than I can put into words.
Yeah. It's from Charlie Winsmore on Twitter. Shout out to this guy for putting together this
masterpiece.
Thank you. It's been a fantastic pleasure of ours. See you next time.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, I love my wife. I love my wife. Let's go ride a bike with my wife. My wife's real young. My wife's real small. Let's go to the beach and play with the beach ball. Praise Jesus, God, and my wife. Let's go to the beach and ride a bike. Ooh, I love my wife. I love my wife. Ooh, I love my wife. She is so fine.